All right, let's dive in. Today, we are talking about our, let's face it, very complicated relationship with pleasure, with pain, and of course, with the little glowing rectangles in our pockets that pretty much run our lives. Have you ever wondered why you feel so distracted, so overwhelmed? Well, the answer might just be hiding in a tiny little molecule called dopamine.
So let's kick things off with this really powerful idea from Dr. Anna Lemke, who runs the Stanford Addiction Clinic. This one sentence, this is the key to pretty much everything we're going to cover. It explains why a world that's literally designed to give us anything we want right now can somehow leave us feeling totally empty. And look, this isn't just about hardcore addiction. It's about the everyday compulsive scrolling, clicking, and consuming that affects, well, pretty much all of us.
So here's the most important thing you need to get right off the bat. This feeling, it is not a personal failing. You're not lazy or weak-willed. The problem is a huge mismatch between our ancient caveman biology and our crazy modern world. We are living through what you might call a plague of abundance. Think about it. For almost all of human history, life was about scarcity. Finding food, finding safety, that's the whole game. Our brains evolved to give us a little jolt of pleasure, a dopamine hit, for seeking out those rare resources. But now, we have access to more high-reward, high-dopamine stuff than any human has ever had before. And this overload is a brand new kind of stress that our brains just aren't built to handle. And this quote just perfectly captures the scale of the problem. Dr. Lemke calls it the modern plague. It's really the central challenge of our time, isn't it? How do we stay sane? How do we thrive when we are constantly being tempted to consume more, click more, want more? It's a battle we're all fighting every single day, whether we know it or not. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this actually works inside your head. I want you to imagine a simple but really powerful metaphor. Picture a little balance scale deep inside your brain. On one side is pleasure, and on the other side is pain. This little scale is constantly tipping back and forth, and understanding how it works, well, that's the secret to understanding your habits, your cravings, and even your moods. Now, the number one rule of this scale, the one law it always follows, is something called homeostasis. Basically, your brain's main goal is to keep that scale level. It doesn't want you to be crazy happy for too long, and it doesn't want you to be super sad for too long. It is always working to get back to a neutral, level baseline. It's a biological law, and it's running the show behind the scenes. So how does this actually play out in real life? Okay, step one. You do something fun, eat a cookie, get a like on Instagram, and the scale tips to the pleasure side. But remember, homeostasis? Your brain instantly gets to work to level it out. It does this by adding these little imaginary pain rocks to the other side. And here's the kicker, step 3. The pleasure from the cookie fades pretty fast, but those pain rocks, they stick around for a while. Now your scale is tipped to the side of pain, which feels like anxiety or irritation, or just that nagging feeling of wanting more, which, of course, leads to step 4. The fastest way to feel better is to get another hit of that reward, which starts the whole cycle over again. And pretty soon, you need more and more just to feel normal. Now, what's really fascinating here is that not all rewards are created equal. Our brains were built for what we can call natural rewards, things like food, human connection, exercise. These things give us a nice, moderate dose of dopamine. But today, we're surrounded by what you could call hijacked rewards. These are things that are engineered to be way more potent, to deliver a massive, unnatural flood of dopamine that essentially tricks our brain into thinking they are the most important things in the world for our survival. And that brings us right to the elephant in the room. You know, the most common hijacked rewards today aren't things you buy on a street corner. They're right there on our screens. Technology has gotten unbelievably good at delivering these super potent hits of dopamine, basically turning our devices into what you could call digital drugs. One of the biggest changes, and maybe the most worrying, is what Dr. Lemke calls the drugification of human connection. Think about it. Finding a partner, connecting with friends. These are natural human rewards, but technology has totally transformed them. Social media, dating apps, porn, and now even AI. They deliver social validation with a power, a speed, and a total lack of friction that real life just can't compete with. And hey, if you think that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, check this out. This is a real story. A woman, who has a real-life husband, found she was getting more comfort and connection from an AI chatbot she created. I mean, this isn't some warning about the future. It's happening right now. It just goes to show how powerful these simulations can be at hijacking our deepest need for connection. So why on earth is this happening? Well, it's simple, really. An AI algorithm is designed to do one thing absolutely perfectly: agree with you. It validates everything you think, it boosts your ego, it tells you exactly what you want to hear, it creates this perfect, frictionless comfort loop. But real relationships, they're messy. They involve arguments and compromise and actually listening to another person. AI offers all of the validation with none of the hard work. And that is an incredibly seductive and pretty dangerous thing. Okay, I know that was all a bit heavy. It might sound kind of bleak, but here is the good news. And it is really good news. Our brains can change. They are neuroplastic. We are not doomed to be slaves to our notifications. We can absolutely intentionally rewire our own brains and take back control. So, how long does it take to hit the reset button? Well, according to the clinical research, on average, it takes about 4 weeks. Just 1 month of staying away from your drug of choice, whether that's Instagram or video games or something else, is enough to reset your brain's reward pathways. After about a month, you can actually escape that constant low-grade state of craving and start to feel real joy in smaller, everyday things again. So, here's the crucial thing to understand. There are 2 ways to get dopamine. There's the easy path, passive consumption. You scroll social media, you get dopamine now, but you pay for it later with those pain rocks, leaving you in a deficit. But then there's the harder path, the path of effort. Going to the gym, for example, is kind of painful now, but it leads to a dopamine surplus later. Your body literally starts producing its own feel-good chemicals in response to the effort. So, with that in mind, here are 2 dead simple, really powerful strategies you can start using today. First, do hard things first. Start your day with some kind of effort before you flood your brain with easy dopamine from a screen. This sets your whole pleasure-pain balance for the day in a much healthier way. And second, create self-binding strategies. Don't just rely on willpower. That stuff runs out. You have to create actual physical barriers between you and your distractions. Delete the app. Leave your phone in another room. Make it harder to do the thing you want to do less of. Look, this isn't just about understanding the science. It's about actually applying it to your life. So we're going to leave you with this one question. Don't try to change your entire life overnight. Just think about this. What is one hard thing, just one, that you can do tomorrow morning before you reach for that easy dopamine? Your answer to that question could be the first step to rewiring your